Dating back to the 1700s, it was Voltaire who stated, "Perfect is the enemy of the good." This quote relates to the nirvana fallacy. It's an obsession with perfection and comparing actual things with unrealistic and idealized things. The nirvana fallacy strongly relates to perfectionism and perfectionist mindsets. It's when one forms an idea that they find advantageous and perfect, and although it's completely implausible, they oppose any other idea due to this imperfection that they perceive to exist.
There's no such a thing as completion or perfection is perfect. There's no perfect thing in this world. It's just a sense of it. That is either false sense or illusion that there is such a thing as perfection. And especially in art, there's no such a thing.
Perfectionism must be seen as a double-edged sword. It has the potential of propelling an individual towards greatness or casting them towards failure.
Perfect is interpreted differently by different people, including myself. You try to clean this perfect. Okay, go ahead and clean it perfect. What does that mean? What does that mean? Try to visually looks clean. Try to biologically looks clean. What does that mean? There's no such a thing.
Perfectionism can be healthy and it can be unhealthy. The secret all comes to learning how to set priorities and how to set what is good enough for yourself.
American philosophy in general tends to look down on people who want to lead more of a middle class life. And it's one of the things in psychology, there's not very good literature. A while back I read a book about the same thing being a vice as it might be a virtue. And perfectionism to me is one of those classic things. It's a great thing to aspire to better yourself. That's how we all grow. And I'm a developmental psychologist, so if we didn't think and reflect on ourselves and didn't change our ways, we never would grow. We would pretty much be like how we are and stay that way.
If you don't know, the perfectionism is just an illusion. You could keep working on it and never end. And it could just drain you. So, as an artist or student, you should never work on being perfect, but try to work to solve the problem the best you can, rather than trying to be perfect.
Perfectionists can be more concerned with avoiding mistakes than they are about learning, and they can be less driven to participate when they fear negative feedback from themselves and from others. There's a complex duality of perfectionism. It can be bad and it can be good. When you find the balance, you can use perfectionism to catapult yourself to success.
You could keep perfecting something or else you could move on and say, okay, it's good enough. And that's where I think Voltaire comes in as well, saying that the perfect can be the enemy of the good, But all of us have family roles, communion roles. We want to be there for our friends and for the people when they need us. And of course, you want to be there when you're needed, but that's when our work calls are we're committed, we're overcommitted and overbooked into so many things that we can't make time for them, causing all that inter-role conflict. And so many of those kinds of situations have been avoided, at least in Eastern philosophy, because the philosophy is really one of roundedness, of a person being capable of doing multiple things and having that flexibility to juggle some of that. So our lifestyles are not that way. We have, this is work, this is play, this is X, Y, or Z. We compartmentalize everything. Whereas in so doing, sometimes you lose that meaning, because it's all about the journey, right? It's about the journey to get to the top of whatever it is that you want to do. That's what's driving you. But once you get up there, you're lonely because you've arrived and there's really nobody clapping for you either or cheering you along either, because you were so busy pursuing that, you lost a lot of friends, you didn't stay in touch with people, you didn't do a lot of things that you would have otherwise done.
in the classroom, if you don't have any incentive to work hard, maybe this, do I try to work on being more perfect? Maybe it's a good thing, but most of the cases, I think it's the wrong mindset to be try to be a perfect. When I was younger, I think I used to think there's such a thing, but now, last 30 years or so, I know there is no such a thing. I've never in my for last 30 years, I never tried to work on being perfect because I know there's such a thing. So let him do it. The same thing. You work on perfect, go ahead and work on being perfect. But you have to know when you're working on perfectionism, there isn't such a thing. If you know it, that's healthy. But if you don't know, if you think there is such a thing as perfectionist, perfect, and you're working on it, that's unhealthy. It'll kill you. Don't do that. It's not good for you.